From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. 3-0 versus 0-3. Will current form hold? We'll find out as we're off in Week 4. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. There he goes, left side. Inside the 10. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco with a milestone career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list. And the Chiefs get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Looking to put a drive together. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. You talk about this Chiefs defense. Well, they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. This defense for the Chiefs, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 44-yard line. Up the middle with Barkley. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
2nd down, here's Barkley again. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Now Cade York for the extra point. And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So we're back to a one-point game now as the kickoff comes.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
On play action, it's Mahomes.
This one complete to Young Shibas.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The Chiefs seek 3-0 here in the month of September. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
You look at this Bronco defense.
And they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Yellow.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 34 yards.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
Nick Bonito coming in there to record the sack.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Yellow.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Butker's kick here is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, you're almost in field goal position.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. Here's Nix.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
The Broncos send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. 10-6 the score after one right here on EA Sports. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Jet sweep. Here comes Worthy.
And they're able to bring him down at the 20. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be second down.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
Now here's Mahomes. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Mahomes now to throw.
Well, tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kobe Bryant.
And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Now it's Nix.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
To throw, here's Nix.
And this will be incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
2nd and 10. To throw is Nix. A quick throw there is incomplete.
The offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back, because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in the game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Saquon Barkley, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Broncos have taken the lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point, because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Jalen Royals,
66 yards.
and the Chiefs have retaken the lead. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. The last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
There he goes right side. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Rashee Rice,
65 yards.
and the Broncos are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. York now for the extra point.
He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go.
Broncos 20, Chiefs 17.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. These two teams trading touchdowns here in what has been a back-and-forth first half.
And ordinarily, we're trying to figure out how to break out of a stalemate. Here, you're trying to figure out if you can slow someone down while continuing your breakneck pace on offense. I know one thing. The people in the crowd, they're getting their money's worth right now.
And the fantasy owners like it.
Oh, without a doubt. They're just tallying them up, aren't they?
They're watching this game. Looking to throw is Mahomes.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Now 3rd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to clear up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
He's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they had that one sniffed out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Fighting him off. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. So they decline the holding penalty and will take the down instead, as that leads us to fourth. Well, they'll say no to the 46-yard field goal try. They're going to go for it.
Yellow, 15.
Mahomes going to throw. That is caught. He finds Royals. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. They'll run here with Pacheco. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs have yet again retaken the lead. Now, I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play, with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Pacheco is going backwards here, all the way back to the 5-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked them back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stopped the play right there in the middle of the field.
The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that 1st down gain of 8.
The Chiefs field goal of 28-yard attempt.
And that is no good. He pulled it just a wee bit wide left. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this 1st half. Now a 2nd and 2. Nix to the air. It's Barkley once again bringing in the catch. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. York able to send this one through. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
At their own 20-yard line.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Butker now to kick this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the 2nd half, Charles, remember that 1st half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
and they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that 1st half.
And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. Nix. That is caught.
And he will have a Broncos first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Azeez Al-Shaair in to make the stop. Now a 2nd and 10.
At the 35-yard line.
That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
Back to throw. Nix. That is caught. He finds McMillan. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 43.
That's good for Broncos. First down. It's a gain of 20. First down.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Nix from the shotgun. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Nix. Now they go screen. It's complete. A good convergence there defensively. Only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Yaya Diaby, he's the one who got in there. He gets the sack.
And it's 3rd down.
3rd and 19. Operating from the gun. Nix. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. York able to send this one through. And that will make this a 9-point lead. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
That's caught. Royals with it. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. That's into the hands of Worthy. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. Now 2nd and 3.
15-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Now it's Mahomes again. That's into the hands of Worthy once again.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Xavier Worthy.
A 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chiefs are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
Chiefs 24.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter, despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now we'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on that.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Barkley, inside handoff. Fred and Yaya Diaby with a stop.
He's across midfield to the 49-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. From just across the midfield stripe, here's a 2nd and 8. Throwing Nix. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Broncos are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead. New York on now for the extra point.
And that makes it a 9-point game.
Broncos 33, Chiefs 24.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Here's 2nd and 10.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes.
Pass complete to Royals.
And he's brought down. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Wide open receiver complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
24 yards. That's another Kansas City Chiefs.
Mahomes to throw once more.
Pass to the right side, hauled in by Royals.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll make it 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 16-yard line.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And it's caught.
And the Chiefs are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try to get the ball back again.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Now Mahomes. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that will lead to a 3rd and goal. Now Patrick going to change the play. Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Jalen Royals, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Chiefs have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Butker is on target. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, they've seen their lead nearly extinguished after that last score, but bottom line, they are still on top with the football, and a touchdown on this drive would really put them in position A. 2nd and 10. To throw, here's Nix. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Julian Love. And the Chiefs are right back in this football game. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
86 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Now, that's a run that warms a play caller's heart because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum, or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top, or you now feel like you have an extra down to play with because if you go ahead and just throw it and you don't get it, come back and try and pick it up on 3rd down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
So they'll try to move the ball closer here on 3rd down. A field goal from this spot would be just inside of 60 yards, 59 to be exact. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Attack!
Pacheco gets it up the gut. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
Mahomes will do it himself. This will be caught at about the 6. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. This is 3rd and goal. Mahomes now to throw. And he's got it. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. And Xavier Worthy with career touchdown number 70. And the Chiefs have taken a 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead is up to 5.
Broncos 33.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. This is 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. The Arrowhead crowd in full roar. Here's third down. Working out of the gun is Nix. This is caught by McMillan. And he is going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
That's good for Broncos. First down.
They'll try the right side here. Barkley.
He's got it to the 43 here. Here comes second down at 5.
It's a gain of 5.
Back to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first and 10 now.
Back to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football.
And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. They'll come up now. This is second and long.
He'll look to throw.
That ball caught. It's Rice.
The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
He's back to throw. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown.
Jalen McMillan.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Broncos answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead.
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. And no, incomplete. They can't convert. So they tried to bump the lead up to a field goal. Instead, it stays at 1 here in the fourth. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. They'll come up first and 10 here. Mahomes to throw it. Looking middle, he finds Royals. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
2 important parts to that play. 1, you get a first down, obviously. Charles, 2, managed to get out of bounds.
Love the way you dissected that, but he threw it in the middle of the field. So they picked up the first down, but he had to work his way to the sideline to stop the clock. What a great effort.
Nothing open downfield. They went underneath.
And see if you get it to your running back. See if you can make someone miss in the open field.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the 47-yard line.
Here comes second down. Here's Mahomes. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
Brings up third and 5.
Mahomes. That is caught. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first. And they are knocking on the door of field goal range now.
Well, they got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route, way you're supposed to play it.
They'll come up now, 2nd and 9.
Second and 9. At the 34.
Mahomes will throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. Everything right now resting on the right foot of Harrison Butker. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And they'll be celebrating in the Power and Light District. The Chiefs have won the football game. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Kansas City, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.